Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? You what? God designed, God designed.
Boy, buddies, what's the deal? What's going on? Late night special. What's really going on, y'all? What's the deal, boy, buddies? We back again with another live episode. You know it don't stop. Dog time, dog life, all the time for us. You know how we do. We all eat, sleep, and breathe life. You hear me? We eat, sleep, and breathe this. Hey, we got some news you can use. This is some valuable information we finna share with y'all tonight. I want to make sure that y'all understand something that's very important. If you did not know, I'm your host, Jordan Pittman with Exotic Borbos, and I'm experienced years in a game with the African Boerboel, large breed, the most best dog on earth. Today, we're going to be talking about this lady that got her nose ripped off, reaching in, giving the dog a hug. This is something I done spoke. I was talking about this other day with my daughter about hugging on the dog and the dog space and everything. So we're gonna go over this video. We're gonna run through this video and take a look. It was really it's this crazy, and it's something that a lot of people going to go through. I want to make sure that it's understood. We're not trying to crucify the owner. We ain't trying to vilify the owner, the person that was the victim in this case, because you know a lot of people are going to make this mistake. I don't think that she had bad intentions, okay, and we don't want to blame her, but it was a lack of understanding of dog behavior, and it could have been avoided had she known better, had she known how to properly communicate with the dog. So without further ado, we're gonna get off into the video, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. First, let me see here. Okay, here we go. So here goes the video. I'm gonna play the video, and then I'll stop it at certain points. Key points.
Saturday, the 18th, is when the incident happened. I had gifted one of my friends a paint and sip class for her birthday.
Okay.
Those two friends that I was with, I consider them like the boys' auntie, like along with a couple other girls.
The boys. No, hold it. Now you hear her. She said the boys. Now she's talking about the dogs. Okay, keep up. The boys' aunties. So she's speaking. She's already. This is a think. Think about this mindset. We mindful. We live very well. We pay attention to everything. So we won't catch that. Immediately, she's already attaching human terminology to the dog.
Like James and I, my boyfriend and I go out of town quite often. So they watch the boys when we leave. So they have
the boys
developed really great relationships with them. Now, Creo, excuse me. Creo, my older dog, he developed cancer, and it took him very quickly. His health declined like so rapidly. It was horrible. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, my friend that brought me home Saturday night wanted to come inside and essentially say bye. So,
okay, now you see when she went, that was an emotional response. When she had said her dog had cancer, she paused, looked away, went into some thoughts.
Of course, she came inside. We hung out on the living room floor with Creo for like 30 minutes, just petting him and giving him levins, all that good stuff. Meanwhile, James and King were in the bedroom asleep. So 30 minutes rolls by. Sierra leaves, so I go to bed. I go into the bedroom to go to bed. King is like waiting, like sitting at the edge of the bed, waiting there. One, I had just like had this kind of emotional thing where my friend is like, my dog makes it I'm a little bit emotional. I wouldn't say like I wasn't crying. I definitely didn't have any like erratic behavior, like anything like that. So I opened the door, King's sitting there, and I'm like, oh, like King for me for bed. Like, that's so sweet. That's where my brain immediately went, because I love my freaking dogs. And I'm like, oh, my little baby,
Right.
you know? So I go to give him a hug and a
Here
kiss.
we go. Oh, my little baby. Oh, you waited for me. Oh. And it seemed so kind that the dog, and he was waiting. He was there. He was rested. He was on point. Okay. And you hear she says, my baby was waiting for me. She's emotionally charged up. She's not 100%. She said she wasn't erratic. She wasn't crying or anything, but she was conscious that she was emotionally charged. So the dog is also going to pick up on that too. So let's get into it.
Granted, he turns 11 in February. I adopted him when he was a puppy. So almost 11 years with this dog. I know he does not like to be messed with at nighttime. That's a boundary
like
of his that I've respected for almost 11 years. Hence why nothing like this has ever happened.
Now, she said he don't like to be messed with. I don't mess with him.
But he wasn't laying down. He wasn't like, and when I say his boundary, he doesn't like to be messed with. Like if he's sleeping and it's nighttime, he doesn't want somebody in his face. I feel like that is probably.
No, that's not pretty common. Okay. That's not pretty common because people don't be in dog face. Dogs don't be in, you ain't supposed to be in the dog's face. Okay. The dog, remember, space is right. So if he's over here or wherever and he's got that space, I don't bother my dogs. I don't go into their space. They tend to violate my space, and I try to have to maintain my own space. But space is a reason they try to get in my. I have to let them know that this is my space, but I'm in charge of the space. Let's keep going.
And like anytime, how I learned was because he would growl at me.
Whoa, we gotta stop. That's what I was waiting on. Point right here. Pay attention, board buddies. The dog taught her a lesson. How she learned. Now, who's the teacher? Who's the master? Who in charge? Who is teaching and who is learning? My dogs, listen, this is totally inappropriate and incorrect. This right here, she is supposed to step in and then teach the dog, you don't never growl at me. And if you ever growl at me, this is what's going to happen to you. We're going to get into a knockdown, drag them out, lock them, sock them, whatever, and you're going to lose. Whatever it is, you're going to lose if you do that. You're going to be sorry that you did that. And I'm not asking for nobody to be beaten no dog, but I'm talking about some stiff corrections. Communication through the leash. Okay, that's really all that it takes. And you see right here, I wish we could get more visual of the dog. I blew the picture, but I don't see no correction collar on the dog. She says she allowed the dog to growl at her and then she moved away or whatever. Hold on.
I was like, oh, he doesn't like that. So I stopped doing it.
He don't like that. So I stopped doing it. Now, when the dog, he don't have a choice. I don't like what his choice is. Oh, or am I going to be uncomfortable? Am I going to cooperate or am I going to cooperate? Am I going to be getting praise or am I going to be getting corrections? Those are the options that my dogs have. This is leadership. These are rules. I am the governor. I am the ruler. I am the one that establishes what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. This is how we show love to dogs. Is that a Burba Familia? This is how we establish a relationship with our dogs, especially with the dominant breeds, guardian breeds, dominant breeds, guardian breeds and dominant breeds. This applies to us all. You got to pay attention. This is something. Well, this is something that is so dangerous. You see, you see the type of damage that this dog has done. And this lady love her dog. Clearly, she loved her dog. She done had the dog for 11 years. Okay, 11 years she had this dog. What I'm telling y'all is, the way we show love, this is not how it's done. Okay, leadership. You want to show some love to your dog? Don't hug your dog. We just talked about this hugging. She reached in for the hug. She approached the dog while it was arrested in on post. She said that the dog had already taught her before that she doesn't allow to do that was another mistake. She's treating the dog as if putting it up in the same sleeping area as the whoever. She goes in to the bed. The dog, she thinks that the dog is waiting for her on the bed. She goes in. So she's already on the same level as her. There is no hierarchy being established. That's another mistake, right? In my opinion, this is my opinion, right? Do what you do. Sleep in the bed with your dog if you want to. Hug your dog if you want to. Put your dog on the same path. Treat your dog like a baby, and this is liable to happen. You don't supposed to hug dogs. You don't supposed to hug dogs. It's plain and simple. Now, it's what that does is restricts a dog's movement. You make a dog feel confined, right? And if you got, so you also have that on top of this behavior where she has let the dog establish rules through growling and using dominant behavior. She backed off and she gave the dog ground. She submitted to the dog. That's a victory for the dog. That's letting the dog know that this behavior is acceptable behavior. One. Number two, this behavior will get desired results. Number two. Number three, there is no correction or negative response to this behavior. So that's number three. So that trains inadvertently, that trains the dog to behave with growls to get results that he wants. He's able to achieve command over the space. Command, hey, I don't feel like moving today. You pulling up on me, and I don't feel good. And look, you caught me at a bad mood. Hey, and today is your lucky day, and you got a bit in the face. And I just want to help people understand to get a better relationship with their dog. All of that hugging and loving and touching and rubbing you is cheapening your praise and making your dog lose respect for you. You want to gain respect for your dog. You want to show your dog some love. Take him for a brisk walk. Take him for a run. Take him for some work. What's up, King of the South? Watch your mouth. What's going on, broski? You hear me? I'm trying to tell him something good. This is some serious business. Hey, because look at the damage that's done.
Well, when he's sitting up on the edge of the bed, he's never given any warning signs or acted aggressive. Or anything. So strange behavior. Yes, it was still late at night. But yeah, as soon as I went to give him a hug and a kiss, he basically noises, nothing fast. And like I remember like the sensation of being shook, which was like horrible. And then I ran into the bathroom, saw what it looked like, screamed bloody murder.
Right. Real quick. Right quick. Now remember, I had a similar incident with a person that had got bit in the head with the dog. Luckily, they got bit in the back of the head. This bite was in the front of the head. What I'm saying, same situation occurred where the lady was pressing the dog, forcing herself on the dog, invading the dog's space. And in this case, it wasn't the owner. Now, this case, this person owned the dog. Now it's a senior dog. You got to remember, and this doesn't excuse the behavior. Okay. And it really is unfortunate because the dog is just being a dog. He really don't mean no harm. And I can see why the lady is torn between putting the dog to sleep, because it really is her fault. And it's an unfortunate event. And no one really is to blame, but it's due to her lack of understanding. You know, she just wants to show her dog love. But the best way to have done that would have been to snatch the dog off the bed. Hey, get your butt down off the bed. You know you ain't supposed to be on the bed. And then when he say, yeah, and then he say, oh, and now he probably gonna give you a puppy dog look, a sad face or something like that. Get to your bed and, you know, or go over to his bed, pat him on the head. You know, I don't know. Get off my bed though. Get out the way. Get out my space. I don't get off the bed. You know you ain't supposed to be on the bed anyway. My dogs ain't on the bed. I don't advise. Do what you want to do, but I don't advise it. I don't advise it because my dogs be outside. We be outside, and I don't think that it's the best policy as a practice. Remember that the dog has fecal matter coming off from the behind. So you want to, be conscious of that. You don't want fecal matter all in your bed from a dog. I just don't recommend it. It's not sanitary. The other thing, but do what you want. Do what you want. That's just my opinion. And I'm not saying you right or you wrong, but remember that the space, the sleeping area is a resource, and that the is in command of the resources. So if you allow your dog to get on the bed, you should also be able to tell your dog to get off the bed and don't be a problem. The dog should be like, she says before though, he doesn't like to be disturbed when he's sleeping. So he's growled at her before he gave her warnings. This time she didn't get the warning. He just hit her like, you know better. Don't come up here. And he's just being a dog and treating her like a dog. And the problem with that is the human flesh stain, the type of now if that was another dog, that probably wouldn't have been nothing to it wouldn't have been hurt. But our flesh, the tissue, is nothing like an animal. Teeth, jaws, designed for crushing bone. And it's really unfortunate that she had to go through that, but it's a matter of understanding the communication. She didn't. Dogs do not communicate through hugs and kisses. We're going to eliminate that through 2025. We're going to stop hugging and kissing on dogs. It don't make sense. It's not to the benefit or the bettering of your dog. It's not going to help you with your relationship. You want to do something for your dog, give it some commands. Come here, sit down, stay, lay, this way, that way. Say something, shut up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give your dog some commands. Give it a job to do. Go fetch. Take it for a bike ride, right? Give it a direct, brisk walk to a distinct destination, right? Walk with a purpose. Don't just walk and like a goof, just goof walking around like a deer or something, right? Think about it. If you're in a game and you out there in the field, if you play sports, keep your head looking for the ball, right? Watch you be looking for the ball. You're supposed to be looking for the ball. So you're supposed to have, in football, we have our head on a swivel. That's what and if you don't, you get your head knocked off. That was a Great Dane that attacked the lady. Yep. So it really is unfortunate. Imagine with a boy. This dog was 11 years old. Okay.
For James to call 911, he did blah, blah, blah. That's like another story. If you guys want a story time on the forehead flap and like what this is, and I can do that, but that's a different thing. That's what happened. King is my soul dog. Like that dog, I'd always like joked like his entire life. If you know me, I've said when King dies, I die. Like not literally, because I'm just going to be absolutely mortified and devastated. Just soul dog. If you know, there's no way for me to explain it. Creo, I adopted him when I was 18, and Saturday the 18th is when the incident happened. I had gifted one of
Yeah. So she also has a GoFundMe, right? And they up to I think they're looking for 50,000. And if y'all would like to contribute to help the young lady, the sister out, she needs help with her bills, medical bills. If you want to contribute, but she's got a GoFundMe, and it explains more of the story and all of the stuff that she's going through. But she probably going to be tragically mauled for life. The moral of this, buddies, we want to respect boundaries. We want to establish boundaries. We're not attaching feelings to our dogs as humans. That's mistreatment. These are dogs. We love them as dogs, and that we respect them as they deserve as dogs, and treating them as anything less is or anything else is actually mistreating the dog. And I know that we mean well, but to do best by the dog is to treat it by the dog. And by that I mean honoring it, feeding it, praising it, giving it commands and instructions, exercising it. You need to be given plenty of exercise, affection, and discipline. Those are the keys. Challenge the dog mentally. Give the dog a reason to live, a purpose. These are important. That is what makes the dog a dog. It's supposed to be doing things with you and aiding and assisting in your life, adding value. And that's the biggest problem that we have today, I think, in dogs, is it as pets all too often. And it's so much more than an ornament. A dog is so much more than just a pet. It actually has a purpose, and it should provide, you should also give it a purpose, provide a purpose for it. It's only fair to the dog. We are not doing enough active in our own lives. We need to be doing more. We got to get out. We move around, and I would encourage you to do so. And that's why people who have dogs live longer. More buddies. That's the best that I can tell you. Establish boundaries. Do not be like our friend and allow the dog to dictate to you what is appropriate and inappropriate, what it does and does not like. You understand? You got certain rules, you got certain things that you're going to allow, areas to sleep. This should be young dog does not determine where it's going to sleep. You should always be able to say, get your butt down. And the dog should be able, it's not a demand. I mean, it's not a request, it's a demand. Or it's not optional. We ain't hugging dogs no more in 2025. We loving on dogs the right way, like they're supposed to be loved, with discipline. Sit down, up, sit down. Come here. And then we're going to pet the dog on the head. If you ever notice, my dogs, I use a lot of verbal praise. And we got this understanding. We got this thing. They do get praise, but it is so valuable because it's far and few in between. Voice tones, remember, I'm in control of their freedom, control of their, so remember, and that comes at a cost. Compliance. You want to hang out with dad? You want to ride with me today? You got to be a good dog. You want to eat today? You got to follow my commands. You're going to do what I say. You're going to behave. We're gonna have a great relationship because I'm gonna feed you the best food. I'm gonna give you a great place to stay. I'm gonna give you a great place to lay. I'm going to provide you with all the things that you need, something to do on a regular basis, because we're gonna get busy. Oh, me and my dogs, we get busy, baby. We have a great time. We be out there mobbing and listen, wait till the weather break. Wait till the weather break. We're gonna be on the bike. We're gonna be running as a pack. I got a whole new crew, young dogs. They ready to rock and roll. So that's what we do. We get out there and run till the dogs' wheels fall off and they all looking at me. And I'm running and pushing alongside them on the bike. And they trying to keep up with dad. And they say, Dad, it's got some wheels on him, man. He don't never slow down. He don't give us a break. I'm running my dog wheels off. And they trying to learn. They trying to keep up with me. That's the thing to do. Because I got the chow. I'm in control of everything that's good. Think about it. When the man, listen, the boy dogs, they love me. The girl dogs, they love me. Right? They trying to be the best. You know what I'm saying? They be my personal bodyguards. The girls, oh my goodness. They super attached. Boy dogs, you know they down for me. They like my sons. Look, that's what we doing. And we showing love, but we ain't hugging and loving and kissing on dogs, all right? Boy, buddies, that's the recommendation. Do what you want. Do what you want. Now, I showed y'all that thing that the man had where I don't know if y'all saw the one where the man feet, legs, hands, nose fell off from kissing the dog. Look it up. I can share that one real quick too. I think that's on my IG also. Let me show y'all that one time real quick while we on the subject.
Nueve dedos. Comparten solamente una mano por esto.
There you go, right there.
A shocking turn of events for a 48-year-old dad who has lost his hands and legs after doing something so many of us do every day.
I got licked by a dog.
That's right. By a dog. Greg Manafel is
I ain't making it up. I'm not making this
to
stuff
his
up.
nose.
And they told me my nose is, I'm a 5'2", and it's almost like a frostbite.
Greg's life changed forever when he went to a neighborhood party at a park near his home in Wisconsin.
There was like 5 dogs swimming in the pond, and I was touching all of them because I love dogs.
Greg's doctors believe he contracted the bacteria from one of the dogs.
I just said that. He just touching dogs because he loves dogs. And I was out yesterday with a young man in a video. And I had to tell him a whole bunch of times we got 5, 6 dogs out. And then when you start touching them and you don't know about behavior, you could be rewarding the wrong response. You could set off a frenzy, especially with these big dogs. That's why the other thing too, I'm going to be mindful about who I'm out with, but when I'm hanging out, when I'm banging with my dogs, because you got to understand when you got a pack of 5, 6 big Borbals and you set off frenzy, that could potentially be on last 10, 15 minutes, and you could sustain some serious injuries, is what I'm saying. So be mindful of your behavior. You don't want to be touching dogs, especially they're not even your dog. I know it's hard, but you got to be strong enough to admire a dog with your hands on your side. I love a dog. Don't nobody love a dog more than me. Don't nobody love a dog more than me. But I don't be petting people dogs, and I don't pet my dogs as much. I don't pet my dogs that much. They have to earn that praise. They got to earn that praise. And then see, this is how I keep them always looking. They always looking at me like, what do you got? What I gotta do to get a hug around here? What I gotta do to get some love around here? What I gotta do to get some food around here? What I gotta do to get some, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Everything. I'm in control of everything. And the dogs respect me and they always looking for me. They love me the same. My dogs don't love me no less than no else, dog. I don't understand. I just want you to understand, board buddies. And I don't want to condemn nobody for loving a dog because I know that you mean well. But it's dangerous and it's nasty. That man done lost both hands.
Dogs that licked him.
I ended up not washing my hands and rubbing my eye or my face. Well, somehow.
How easy is that?
His own pit bull, Ellie, has been ruled out as the source of the infection because she wasn't at the party, and according to Greg's family, she doesn't lick. Beverly Hills veterinarian Jeffrey Berber says the bacteria Capnocytophica canemorsis.
Yeah.
It's found in 75% of dogs, but it's extremely rare for it to infect a human.
See? Still. It's real though. I ain't making this stuff up, board buddies. I'm not making this stuff up, board buddies. This is real. What's really going on? You putting yourself at risk if you do it. And if I know it, and I don't share this with you, if I don't tell you what I know, then that's me cheating you, right? I got responsibility to do that. I got to pass it down to the next generation. And then so that's what I'm going to do. The best that I know. It's news that you could use, some tools that you could use. Remember, stop putting human emotions on dogs. We know that we love them like they dogs. We're going to treat them like dogs. We love them like dogs because we're going to let a dog be a dog. And we're going to love them with our leadership. We're going to run them and work them. We're going to give them exercises, mental development. We're going to give them challenges. We're going to train them. That's how we're going to love them. And then we're going to pet them. Then we're going to pet them. And how we're going to do that is very calm. Right? We're not going to be doing all of this forensic, rubbing and petting it. No, just put your hand out there and touch them. And like an energy exchange, right? Think about it like that. Like, because that's what the dog, all the dog knows is you're touching it. That's what, as soon as you put your fingers on it, as soon as you touch the dog and he can feel it, he knows that you're touching it. That's all that really matters. And you want to do it in a calm, like massagic type of way. You want to be very relaxed. Okay, so you're going to do a sequence of events. Come here, sit down, up here, shake it, whatever. Then you're going to hit them, bam, across the top of the head. Good. Right? But that's advanced. Okay, that's advanced. This is later on down in the relationship. This is true for 3 years. But in the very beginning, you want to do the relationship. It's going to be slow. Okay, you got to give the dog is, especially as Borbo Familia, because we done condition these dogs. We done handle them. We done play with them. We done did so much with them on a regular basis. So what your job is going to do is give this dog, before you feed it, you're going to give it a sequence of events. You're going to give it a series of a task. Sit. You're looking for eye contact. You might use your treat as a lure. Move it around your food. Move it around a little bit. Keep the dog's focus and attention. Then we're going to offer some praise. If you just must put your fingers and touch the dog and hug the dog and love the dog, we're going to do it that way. Okay, board buddies, we're going to do it very calm. We're going to go head and down the neck of the neck. across the shoulders, across this area here, right? And really make it like a soothing type of soothing, very calming, very calming. Remember, we're not trying to excite the dog. We're going to reward a calm state of mind. That's how we're going to communicate the energy that we respect. We respect this calm energy. This is what we expect from the dog. So we're going to reward it that way. And we're going to set that as our example. That's leadership. This is the type of energy that we're going to control a unit. Think about this. As a leader, if you got a crew, a squad, and your behavior is erratic, I should probably listen to this myself because sometimes I get off my. But you know what? I want everybody to go hard on the team. So, but you got to make sure, mostly all the time, and this is a rule of thumb. This is a universal principle. You got to keep your head cool, no matter what. You got to have an unbreakable cool. You got to be unshakable, unrattleable, no matter what. Especially when it comes to the dogs. Because when you start to get excited, then everybody gets excited. And that can be problematic because you could set off a frenzy. And you got to remember that these are or can be deadly weapons. Respect the dog and give it the credit that it deserves. Especially if you got a Bourbeau, exotic Bourbeau familia, you know how we do it at Bour Buddies. You know, we got some of the baddest dogs on the, and you know, so we got to be mindful. Look, my dogs get busy. I got the real deal. I don't know about, look, one of these days, we're going to have a thing where everybody's dogs come together. And I say we start doing the test and see what kind of dog really is, see what these dogs really made of, right? Because I guarantee a lot of these dogs going to back up. A lot of these dogs going to turk their tail and run. But now, that's a fact. Bour Buddies, I'm going to leave y'all with that. I hope that y'all enjoyed the listen. I know that it's late, so this is you can start your day tomorrow. I don't mean to keep you up. I'm not going to keep you up. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give me some rest. But guess what? We got live action tomorrow. So maybe let me know y'all want to see some harvesting. We're going to be knocking off some tripe tomorrow. We're going to be knocking off some tripe tomorrow. So, lungs and whatnot. Anybody got any questions before I go? Let me know. If y'all got any questions, now would be the time. Questions. Until then, I'm going to leave y'all with this. 2025. We ain't gonna let society make us into some to this like R&B radio type of stuff that they got going on. We not going that right. We're gonna keep it throwback. Somebody gotta do it. Look, somebody gotta do it. We're gonna keep it throwback. I'm talking about hard work, no slacking. That's the only way that.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you got a deal run up. Old gang, old man, old school, young jam.